Hey YouTube, it's me, Jen, your pudgy picker.
And Kim.
And we are here for another podcast, Two Sisters.
One booth.
And this is podcast number 35.
I remember 35 like it was 20 years ago.
I was just going to say.
Or so. Or less.
I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to get in trouble. So today we're going to talk about how our booth is going. Now, I don't usually make this a subject, but since we did the big changes, it's been 3 weeks. Can you believe it's been 3 weeks?
I know. Time flies when you're having so much fun.
Yeah, so we kind of just wanted to give you an update because, of course, we told you how wonderful of ideas it was to move everything.
Yeah.
And 12 and a half hours of working on it.
Better.
So we want to give you an update, a 3-week, almost 1 month update, and let you know how it's going. So,
well, I think it's good because, just like everybody else, I bought all this stuff and I'm going to sell it for this amount and half of it sits here for 2 years. So you're going to get a real timeline here of did it work or did it not work?
Yeah. So what would you say?
It worked.
Yeah.
It always does, like we've always said.
You know what? And I think, the shelves, we're really happy with the shelves. It looks really nice. But
we have so many compliments on those shelves.
Even more so was moving everything completely around.
Yep.
That has made a world of difference.
Yep. It looks like a different booth, but it ain't.
Yeah. So, even if you think, well, I'm not going to be putting up any new shelves or I'm not going to be doing A, B, or C, think about going in and just overhauling where everything is.
Yep.
Because it has made such a difference. We've had, of course, newer things we've brought in have sold.
Yep.
But things that we've had sitting there for quite some time.
Yep. Flew out the door like it's brand new stuff.
Yeah. So it's been really awesome. And the other thing is I've been selling my lucky bamboo. I brought in 8 plants. And in one paycheck, which is 2 weeks, I sold 4 of them.
Yep. And
I just made 3 more and brought those in. And another one sold today while we were at the store.
Yep.
So it's really where we have it sitting. It's almost at eye level. It's right there. You can see it really well. And so my plants are doing really well. If you watch my videos or watch my channel, you'll know that I bought a whole bunch of hanging little pottery, and I bought some air plants to go in those.
Mm-hmm. Cute little things.
Yes, they are. Little hairy looking things.
Cute.
But I got, Kim found it today. We were at the store walking and working, and found a, just like an old wooden box, literally an old wooden box. And I'm going to stand it on one end and put some cup hooks and hang those potteries in there with the little air plants. And hopefully those will sell as well.
Hopefully.
Yep. So that's the plan.
They're so cute, though. Everybody's going to want them.
I know. I'll give you one. You want one?
Oh. Put it in we were talking about putting it in my bathroom. I think it would do lovely in there.
There you go. So I got the pottery I ended up getting. I did an auction haul recently, so go back if you want to check that out and see what they look like. They ended up being essentially like $0.25 a piece.
Woo!
So
what a deal!
Yeah, very good deal. So those were a good price, and then the air plants were like $1.25, which is kind of sort of around, if not a teeny bit more than I pay individually for the lucky bamboo that I get.
Okay.
I pay between $69 and $1.19. So depending on, because they have a little tape measure there, taped down, so they just measure it and that's how much it is.
Yeah.
So
you take your knife in there and cut them down a little bit, whittle them down.
I would end up killing them because that's how I work. So yeah, totally it's gonna be like maybe $1.50 investment in each one. Mm-hmm. So that'll be pretty good. And I'm kind of thinking $12 is pretty much what I did the bamboo for. So what do you think about that price? I never ran that past you.
Oh, well, you just ran it. Good thing you didn't run too fast because I ain't going to be able to catch up with you tonight. No, that's in your head while you're talking. That's what I was thinking. Because I'm trying to remember. I've seen them for sale at different places. So I'm trying to compare notes.
I don't think I've ever seen them for sale anywhere.
I'll tell you exactly where you can see them for sale.
Where?
Where we were going to go tonight and didn't. To get your wood. Lowe's.
Oh, they have them?
They have some.
Ooh,
They have the little glass.
They're probably expensive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They have the little glass things that you were talking about with the little hole. They look like little globes.
Yeah, these I bought online. They came in a box. And as soon as you open it up, it has a little card in there, and it says, here's what you do as soon as you get them. You take a big bowl of water, and I just dropped them in and then kind of pushed them down a little bit. You let them soak for an hour. And then after an hour, you pick them up, just give them a little shake. And I had a dish towel laid out, so I laid them on there. And they're ready to go. So, and you have to soak them 1 hour every week. Same thing. Or you can spritz them, I think, 2 times a week, with just like a little water bottle, spritzer. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So we'll see how they do.
They're cute.
Yes, they're very cute. And they all look different.
Oh, I just thought of the perfect container to put. I have a little container. It looks like a little clay pot, but it's got legs. And the clay pot, that one? And it's got little arms. Wouldn't it look cute in there like hair?
That's a good idea.
I might have to switch out what I got in there.
Yeah, the other thing I'm going to get is I am going to go to the Dollar Tree and get some of the smaller rocks. Because some of them are just deep enough that if I drop it in there, it's going to disappear.
Yeah.
So I need just a few rocks in there just to kind of elevate it so you can see it.
Boy, that's a long drive to get to the dollar store from here.
Yes, we can see one from where we're at. So we're probably going to be doing that. So, yeah, so that's going in. But otherwise, we've gotten, I think we were mid-cycle with a paycheck. Mm-hmm. And then we just got another paycheck. This paycheck's been really nice. Yeah. So I am very, very pleased with it. I've had, I came in to restock last week, and actually Sunday. I came in Sunday because I knew we were going to have a special day. We were open a Tuesday, which we're normally not. Customer Appreciation Day.
Yep.
And so I wanted to make sure everything was straight since we usually come in on Wednesday. So I did that, and I had a lady looking at all of my African stuff because it makes a real nice statement all together.
Yep.
And she stood there for the longest time. She had different things she was debating, and she kept saying, which one should I get? And I'm like, I don't know.
You could buy them all.
Yeah, I said, you know what? You can take these up front. I'll put them under your number, and then you can think about it. And then when you get up front, you can say, I've decided on these and not these or whatever. So she bought 3 pieces from what I had up there. 4. Because I had an African doll.
Oh, she was so pretty.
Yeah, so I sold that. I had a set of 2 masks that were a giraffe. And then I had another carving of a lady. She had a basket on her head and a baby on her back. So she bought all those. So having it grouped together, she was just standing there looking at it, and it makes such an impact that, I think you have a better chance of someone buying more than one item. Mm-hmm. So that's been helpful. We've been moving stuff around. Moving stuff around we just can't say that enough. It really makes a difference.
Yeah. Slow sales, move stuff around.
Yeah. In fact, I talked to one of the vendors today, and I said, "Oh, that's a really cute table." She had it up front. She had like smaller tables stacked up. She says, "Yeah, I'm probably going to be marking that down. It's been here a while." I said, "Did you just move it up front recently?" She goes, "Oh yeah, I just moved." I said, wait a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now that you've moved it, it might sell for the price you have on it. Mm-hmm. So she's like, "Oh, I didn't think of that." I'm like, "Yeah, definitely just, wait a week or 2 and then mark it down."
Yeah.
But very, very, very good results from moving stuff around. So even if you aren't going to be changing out any major fixtures or adding shelves or changing anything that way, go in, make a plan, decide where you want to put things, go in one day and just totally move stuff around.
Yeah. What brings to mind? I think of those commercials for that air spray stuff. People go nose blind.
Yes.
You go get in the car and it looks like a big giant dog or something.
Or the one that looks like a big hamburger in a box.
Yeah, and you think about it. I know kids tend to have blindness sooner than we do as adults.
Yes.
But how can they walk past something 20 times and you'd say, "Didn't you? You're supposed to take that." I don't
And step
see it.
over it.
Yep. So I think that especially for people that tend to shop in here regular, we have a lot of regular customers. You kind of get used to seeing stuff in the same place or you don't look as much. So by switching it around, something might catch their eye differently, and then they take a moment to stop and then see stuff they don't remember seeing. So
Yeah, in fact, when we first moved stuff around, one of the other vendors said, "Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's nice.
yeah,
I've never seen that." And we're
Yep.
like, it's been here for months.
Yep.
So,
perfect example.
yeah, so it's really made a difference, and we're very glad of that. So it's just an investment of your time.
Yes.
You're not really having to do anything. But like we talked about, have a plan, sit down, make notes. Where do you think things should go? And I think that's a really good way to do it. Because then once you get there and you tackle everything, then everybody's on the same page, and you're not standing there going, "Where should this go?"
And the proof is in the pudding. We got lots of pudding right now.
Yeah, very happy with.
It's one thing for people, like I said at the beginning, it's one thing for people to give suggestions and this, that, and the other, but if you time out stuff and see how it works for you, and this is tried and true. We've done this for many years, at least once or twice a year,
Yeah.
shifting the whole booth around, and every time you do, it's always good results. We've never not had good results from doing it.
Yeah.
It's worth the time.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, if even if people come to our booth or they enjoy looking at our things, they might come in and go, "Oh, that's nautical in that corner, and I don't really care for that,
Yep.
so I'm going to look elsewhere." But once they start seeing that things are moved around, they're going to start looking to see what they came in the booth for.
Yep.
Let alone if it's just an average customer who
Yeah.
happens to be walking. So, but yeah, we got all of our winter stuff up front. We were getting kind of low, and then Kim brought in some more winter items, so that got full. And so we're kind of planning out what we're going to do January, February. We're going to be doing clearance items up front. And hopefully we'll be able to move some stuff that we, over time, have taken home. So I think that's our next plan of attack. We'll do January definitely, maybe probably February too. Because if we have a certain amount of stuff and we fill it up, we'll just keep refilling it. Just to kind of get things to move.
Slash the prices deep. Because at this point, again, we've talked in our other casts about, do you donate it? Do you mark it down? Do you let it sit? Well, in this case, it's like we know by now the stuff that we have is not going to sell. So we were going to donate it. Donate
I see
it.
where your mind's going.
It's been a long day. But by giving it one last ditch effort, mark it down, at least we should hopefully get back what we put into the item. And that's nice to at least recoup that.
See, I don't know about you, but I know I have had enough things stored away at my house that I bought a year ago, if not a little more. And you know how when you keep sourcing and buying stuff, there's a part of you that thinks, "Why did I buy that?"
Yeah.
So I have some things at home that kind of even never made it out that I want to start pricing those and just bring those out and just kind of dump them, because it's stuff I probably wouldn't buy again. But like you said, if you can, as cheap as we pay for stuff, we can definitely get back what we put in. And if somebody's getting something for a real bargain, then that absolutely is gonna, how it is when you get something, cheap, and get you all worked up and excited about stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we're definitely.
And that's what everybody, as the day after Christmas, everyone wants a sale. Everyone's looking for a deal. So that's the best time to set up and clearance out that stuff, because it's sale frenzy, if nothing else. It's in your brain. That's what you're looking for.
And we occasionally mark prices down. We don't ever really have a booth-wide sale.
No.
But to have the clearance, I think, that's definitely going to draw people in. Because who doesn't want a bargain, you know? So that's definitely something we'll do. And if we have too much to fit, then we'll go ahead and expand it to February too, just to clear that out.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to think of something theme-wise to put in for a month or two before April comes along and we have spring and then summer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, because we haven't even had a real snowfall yet here. We're supposed to this week.
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to this week.
So we'll see.
I still didn't get my windows back in the porch. I got half of them in, but I left half of them out because it's been so unseasonably warm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
well,
and not gonna be much.
If I lived there, man, I'd be sitting out there in the dead of winter.
You could drive by and find which house is yours because it'll be the one with no snow in the yard.
Yeah.
Or just sit out there and it would just melt it away.
I do a snow angel and all the snow just melts. I'm just laying there in a puddle. Yeah, good old hot flashes. So, if we want to give any advice out of, what we've experienced with the changes we've made in the booth, is just keep moving stuff. It works. It's tried and true method. It's never let us down. And there's a part of you that's like, we might have even put off doing it just because if we wouldn't have been putting in the new shelves, we're like, this is the time, man, in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's go in there and let's totally redo.
Because in all honesty, I was not looking forward to coming in and starting that.
Yeah.
I knew, like everything, it was going to be awesome at the end.
Yep.
But the thought of what we were going to get into was not pleasant.
Yeah. And like I kept saying, it did take longer than I thought. But it's one of those, it's going to get really ugly before it gets to the end, And,
well, it's like painting or switching bedrooms or something around. That's a whole lot of work. But when it's done, you're standing there going, I can't stop looking. It looks so pretty.
I know. It's funny because every time we come into the booth, Kim just laughs at me because I go, I just really love how it looks. So, I mean, it was worth all of that. It was worth it in sales. It was worth in just the looks, everything. It was, and I think we might have continued to put it off had we not switched out the shelves, because that was an opportunity where now this is, once we get the shelves up, once we've moved everything off of what we had, we can start switching things around, and it'll,
Well, we had talked
easier.
about it, and we were going to, and it's like, we're going to, no, let's just wait another couple weeks kind of a thing.
It's just one of those that once you start it, you have to just
dive in,
knuckle down and make it happen.
Yeah.
So that's why, if you're not changing any major, fixtures in your booth, there might be that tendency to go, nah, let's wait. But it is in your best interest to do it. And I know just us having restocking days, I know a lot of antique malls don't have that. Yeah. So we were very fortunate to get the majority of it done on that day, and literally being there 8 hours, and then being another, 4.5 hours the next day. But that would have killed sales all day because we had everything so torn up. We could barely walk around in there.
Yeah.
So it really,
sawdust everywhere, literally.
Yeah.
It was in the candle cups, and it was everywhere.
Yeah, because when you are moving stuff around, even normally we try and totally step out of the booth when we have customers. We could barely walk around in that booth.
There was no way anyone could have got in there.
And then if you're working, people are like, oh, I don't want to get in the way, or they don't say anything and they just keep walking. So, you're afraid of, losing out those sales. So, but it worked out good for us. So, I guess the overall, how did it work? It worked great.
Yep, it worked good. The sales are up. Not just sales are up because you expect that a little bit this time of year anyway, but the sales of items that have been sitting there for a while are up, so it's definitely working.
Yeah, and being in this mall, it's nice because we are able to ask more and have higher prices on items. So there's times where I bring something in and I'm like, I was going to put let's bump it up, a certain amount, and then it sells. So it,
did you I don't know if I mentioned, did you realize why that one wall was so empty? That big chalkboard that I brought in with the green thing sold.
Oh, awesome. Yep. That's awesome.
Yep. So,
how much did you have on that?
$16 or $18.
Yeah.
16.
That's awesome.
So that's why that big wall was empty, and I never thought about it until after the fact.
I didn't either. I know we have this game, and if you have a booth, you probably do the same thing. we come in and we go, oh, there's an empty spot. What was there?
What was that?
I can't
I
remember.
don't remember what was there.
What's even more aggravating is when we get the readout and you read what the description is and you're still like, what in the world is that?
Yeah, she got this one. Well, you know that white pan, that white enamel
I did
pan
that like
with the
3
lid?
times in a week.
She's like, yeah, that, and I'm thinking, that white enamel pan with the lid, I thought that was mine, but maybe I was wrong. And we come in and what? The white enamel pan with the lid.
I still don't have any idea what it was.
is on
I
the
did
floor.
that with
It's still
like 2 or
there.
3 things because I'm like, oh, that the red candle is in that, it's like a centerpiece thing. Yeah, that's sold. And then I come in, it's still there. I'm like, so I'm like, I'm just not even.
I
gonna
look
try
back
and
at
guess
my
anymore.
tags, because my tags, I'm pretty descriptive.
Yeah. Well,
For my own sake,
what
I
I
don't
write
care.
on there is literally quite almost a paragraph. What they choose to pull off
Yes.
of that on the report.
Yep.
So when you get it and you read what they
Yeah.
typed in,
Yes.
you're like, what?
Yeah. Or it'll say something about like cat or something, and you're like, I didn't have it. What are they talking about? A cat?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We never know.
Yeah. So
That's a good reason. One of the good things about getting the tags back for us,
Yeah.
because a lot of places don't give the tags back, but the tags, then you can go back and read and go, I don't know how in the world they got that from that, but okay, now I know what it is.
yeah, it's strange, but yeah, it's pretty happy with how it's going. This time of year, of course, is sales are pretty good, so just keep keeping it filled.
Yep.
And bringing in new stuff. The nice thing is too, since we have it so categorized, is that when a few things do sell, excuse me, we can look and say, oh, we have some space on the picture frame shelves, so I could bring in a few more picture frames. So it's kind of nice because then I can mentally or physically jot it down and then say, oh, I do need some more of this and I do need some more of that and I have more room for this. So that works out good because then we know exactly, like our bird shelf. I sold something off of there today and I have some more bird stuff I bought. So I'm like, there you go. Just bring it in.
I love that top shelf with all the bird cages and all that stuff. That looks so pretty.
It does.
You almost don't want anything to sell because it
You
looks
have
so
to see the new
pretty.
bird I bought. It's so cute. It's almost like it's made out of like hay or something. And then it has like fabric for its tail. It's so cute. And like burlap on its face. It's really light, but it was so adorable. So that'll look nice on the shelf.
Yeah.
So, do we have anything else to add?
No, I guess not. I think we hashed that one pretty good.
I didn't think it would be real long, but I did want to give everybody an update because, of course, when you do something, you're like, it's going to be this way and it's going to be great. And then, we're honest enough, even to our own detriment, that we would tell you if it failed, if it was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, I like to be transparent because I don't want to come on either the podcast or my channel and say, I've never had a dud, everything's great, everything I pick sells, I make tons of money, nothing ever gets lost or stolen. I'm not, we're going to just tell you like it is.
And it's one thing to learn from people that are experienced and they say, this is what I'm doing, and so you figure, well, it's working. But if that person isn't being honest and going, I did this and thought it was great, but you know what? It just didn't work. It failed at whatever, or I needed to tweak it. I think that's even more important than the initial information because you need that to guide your business.
Yeah, because I think our expectations generally are pretty accurate because we have been doing it so long.
Yeah.
So, there's that we've been doing it long enough that we say, well, we're going to do this because we think it's going to have this effect.
Yeah.
And
most of the time
it usually does, yeah. But like you said, even we've been doing this, almost 10 years.
Ooh, yeah.
And, we can still look at something and say, that didn't quite go as we expected it to.
No, just like when we buy stuff and it's like, why don't they want to buy it? It's so cute.
Even when we have stuff sitting there and we finally mark it down and then we end up saying it has to leave the booth, we still go, why doesn't anyone want this? It's so adorable.
Yes, I know.
So, live and learn. We've been doing it long enough that I think we have a good handle on stuff.
Most of it.
But,
Lots of room to still learn and Continue
Plus,
to grow.
That's true. Plus, trends are always changing.
Oh, yes.
What sells now for a lot doesn't sell at all or doesn't sell for as much. So,
Hillbilly wine glasses.
hey, redneck wine glasses, man.
There you go.
I rode that train until it definitely derailed. I did make a lot of money off of those.
Yep.
I did.
But when you see them start showing up in the dollar discount stores, you know
Yeah.
it's time
They're
to
in
get
the
off
thrift
the
store.
train.
You know it's come full circle. Okay, well, we hope that you enjoyed our podcast this week. Please give this video podcast a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Excuse me, I need a drink. Or you can email me a question if you'd rather not leave it below. You can do that, jen@pudgypicker.com. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram under The Pudgy Picker. Make sure you subscribe and like this video.
Like me, please.
Please like
Please like me.
So we will see you next time. We're not sure what we're going to talk about, but I'm sure it will be riveting information. So we will see you next week.
All right, bye.